So, it's time for the review of this game. After 2 whole weeks, I sincerely apologize for not putting out content. I still am having a lot of issues with the video capturing recently, and my buddy was supposed to come through this entire week. Didn't come through because he's busy, so now he's going to come through on Saturday, so there's that. So, again, massive apologies for not actually putting out content. But for the past 2 weeks, I have actually been playing this video game. And I will say this. I'm short. I will say this, that this game, in the quickest review, is fun. It is fun. It has a lot of issues. There's a lot of opportunity in this game. I'm surprised I am actually enjoying this as much as I have been for the past 2 weeks. And it's weird because this is a game. Hey, it's Asper again. This is a game where the gameplay is better to be played than to watch. I think a lot of us can agree that watching this game is boring. It is hella boring because what you're seeing, what on the audience perspective, on the viewing perspective, is the same exact things over and over and over again. That's what we're seeing. But, sorry, it's a whole different ballgame from when you play it. Now, let's actually go through it in more deeply. Let's talk about the offline content, right? Well, this game actually has a pretty good amount of offline content. It surprised me. It actually really surprised me in how much they integrated the mobile game aspect into the console version. It's very, very shocking. Alright, so RPG mode, obviously you got your offline versus mode, you got arcade mode as well. But let's talk, the RPG mode is the biggest thing for this game. As soon as it loads up. The RPG mode is essentially a new story, and it's you going through nearly the same sequence of events that you go through into the mobile game with the islands. So first off, I don't know the damn island's name, but you start off on the very first island, and you face off against Catalina. But you, Catalina, Rakim, freaking Io, and Rosetta, they're all friends already. But Catalina is here at the Citadel. Is it the Citadel? No, Almatha Island? I think it's this. Maybe. Anyways, in short, you go here, and you're supposed to meet up with Catalina because Catalina, like, departs from the team just for a little while, for like 10 days. But then when you meet her, the Empire, she went back into the Empire. And long story short, you fight Catalina, and then you see an entirely different entity, like, doing something behind the strings. Like, Catalina literally lost her entire memory of who the hell, of the bonds that she made with Lyria, of the bond that she made with Gran, Rakim, Io, Rosetta, all the shit on the Grand Cipher. She forgot everybody. And she is basically with the remnants of the Empire. So you beat her, then you realize there's something controlling her, and then you take that out, and it turns out Belial is actually behind majority of it. Obviously, that's that. There's more to it. It's like when I say you're going through the way the mobile game story does, you are literally going through it. Like, you're fighting against the primal beasts like Colossus. You're fighting against freaking Celeste, I think her name is, the one that controls Fairy, and so on and so forth. It's really cool. It's really, really cool. But there's more to it. In the offline mode, you can actually, again, customize your character to take on the quests. And the quests are literally like beat-em-ups. It's really cool. It's interesting. So you can switch from Catalina, and I'm pretty sure you can switch from anybody else. But you got Gran, right? And here's the weapon. It's literally it's a grid, dude. It's like the mobile game. It's cool. You got all these different ones. I'm gonna put Leviathan on. I think I got an Archer as well. Yeah, Leviathan, Gaze, Omega. Like, it's cool that they actually put a lot of thought into this. I don't know if there's a level cap for these characters. There probably is. But there's that. Hell, even you get support skills. Like, look at this. It's really, really cool. This is just for the RPG mode. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in the RPG mode that makes it fun. Like, when you fight against a primal beast, you fight basically a bullet sponge or a punch sponge, however you guys want to call it. They have a lot of life, and then it's just you and your buddy or your teammate fighting against this damn beast, and it's really, really cool. So, yeah, the offline content in RPG mode is a beat 'em up. And what's even better, what's weird first actually, is that you gotta unlock the ability to do co-op, both online and offline. But with that said, this RPG mode has couch co-op. You can actually play with a friend. And you can play with your friend online. It's pretty amazing, dude. You can also request backup for quote-unquote raids. Obviously, it's not like a raid from the mobile game where you just, you know, fight a boss to the death. But technically, it is the same. But in the raid on a mobile game, you could get, however, like, you could get a shit ton of people to come through and actually fight alongside with you. In this game, that technically happens. I don't know if there's a limit. But somebody can look for a distress call. Somebody can look for a call and come through and help you during the raid. And the raid would be like fighting against Catalina, fighting against Ares, which is the persona that Catalina has. Yes, I call it a persona because that's what a lot of people are freaking, or you want me to call it a stand, I'll call it a stand. But yeah, you even fight Ares, dude. It's really, really cool. Hell, you can draw! You can draw! Look at this!
Whoa, sweet.
You could draw. There's an in-game gacha. And I got an amber crystal. That's whack. Oh man. Look at this. Look how much detail there is in this game. I don't know if they added every single weapon from the mobile game in here. But it's cool that this is a thing. Let's see if I can get a rainbow. Nope. Wow. Trash. There is a gacha system in this game to all for the sake of you getting better or you having better stats when you play through the RPG mode. And I gotta say, the RPG mode isn't really tough, but the bosses do, like, they have so much health that it's kind of necessary to freaking get better equipment so you could actually take them out a lot faster. Oh, and I guess that's it for the RPG mode. Obviously, we have arcade mode, and before anybody says anything, arcade mode, I guess, is kind of like a sign that somebody cares, I guess. Because there's a lot of fighting games that don't come with arcade modes a lot anymore, which is really weird. But we got an arcade mode. Each character has their specific ending, and they're all drawn beautifully. I haven't done any, but I've seen them on the internet, and it's pretty dope. It's really cool. What else? Oh yeah, so you got that, and then you got the gallery option. This is offline content, obviously. Beautiful gallery. Look at this. Yeah, it's not my... Oh my god, the sword is going between her cheeks! I didn't know that. That's going into the review. That is absolutely going into review. That's really it for the offline content for Granblue. It's enough to keep somebody interested. Hell, what's cool, too, is that if you play the mobile game, if you beat RPG mode, you will get a serial code that you can redeem inside the mobile game. And then you get like 3,000 crystals. So they literally are hand in hand with one another. It's really cool. And obviously the biggest thing is that when you beat RPG mode, you will get Beelzebub or Bubs for free. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. Let's actually go online now. Gameplay. This is where things get beefy. I gotta look at this shit. Alright. First thing is first, I should probably bring up our skill cooldowns. So, also, shout outs to Caps. Skill cooldowns. Or just the skills overall, actually, not just the cooldowns. So, the one thing that makes me livid about this game overall is that there is absolutely zero meter management. Like, when you do a skill, obviously, everybody should know this by now since it's almost been 2 months. When you do a skill manually, you will see your skill gauge go down, but it will recover fast as hell because you're doing it manually. The game has shortcuts when you do R1 and when you hold R1 and you do left, right, up, or down. So here's the thing that's funny, is that when you do the shortcut, the only downside that you get as the player is that your skills have a longer cooldown. They take much more longer for you to come back, or for it to come back for them to get used. So what does that mean? When your skill is blackened, you cannot do that skill again. So if you throw out a shortcut fireball with Gran, then you cannot do shit until that thing comes back. But here's the thing too. Meter management. What's with the Vasaragas going ham on my screen? What the hell? Meter management. Everybody has access to an EX move. As long as that move is freaking available, you can EX it. And then, what is the outcome? It has a cooldown system as well for when you EX a move. The problem about this is that when someone's doing a long corner combo, I guess you could say, and they're doing EX moves left and right, those EX moves are recovering. Like, those moves are recovering during the combo. It's giving them more access really quickly to do that similar combo again. Like, you can just throw out an EX move anytime you want and it just fucking works. Not literally, but that's just it. There's no meter management in this game, and it's like, oh, that's totally fine, you can just block. No, you're gonna block everything? Highly doubt it. So, there's no such thing as meter management. That's the one downside for this game. And then there are combo limits. And that alone sounds weird, a fighting game having combo limits. This was said and, caught during the beta. And it's not bad, I guess you could say. It does suck that there are combo limiters. Like, you do a certain amount of moves and then, you will literally pop out and you cannot combo on the opponent until they hit the ground again. It sucks that there are combo limits, but at the end of the day, in this kind of fighting game, it's fine, I guess. At first, when you even just hearing the term combo limits, it's like, I don't want to say it's a stigma, but it's just like, yo, what the fuck is there combo limits? It's a fight, dude. I'm coming from, like, Under Night, Blaze Blue, Killer Instinct, KOF 14, KOF 13, KOF in general, honestly. And Street Fighter, yada yada, wider combo limits. Yeah, combo limits, just hearing that shit sounds bad. And it is bad, but it's not, in this game, it's not as bad as you think it is. Sure, you are limited, and then it's gonna sound sad to say, but you just have to adjust. Because doing basic combos can lead to, like, 30-40% damage just gone. At least with, like, Ladiva. So, combo limits are a thing, but they're not super bad. I talked about skill cooldowns. Corners. Okay. So, during the beta, everybody should have noticed that the corners were going to be powerful. And it's because they are. What's funny is this too. When you EX a move mid-screen, let's just say you're going to do a combo mid-screen. Let's just say I'm going to do, like, auto combo into EX Tims with Gran. That does significantly less damage than when you would just do a normal combo. If you would just do the normal version. But it further solidifies where the corner is powerful because everybody has an EX moves that wall bounces. Except for probably the Diva. But everybody has a move that wall bounces. Corners are powerful. They are where you want to be at, and it fucking sucks. It sucks because this is another complaint where there are no alpha counters. There are no alpha counters in this game. And when someone's in the corner just touching you up with like Gran and all this shit, touching you up with like Catalina and her 5B, doing all this like corner pressure, right? You cannot do anything except block. And what's the worst part is that you're taking chip damage and you can die from chip. You have all this meter at your disposal, and it's only used for supers. And that's about it. There is no way for you to push off the opponent. And that is the downside of this whole entire game, is that the corners are where you want to be at. I called this out during the beta days. This is where you want to be. This is your game plan to keep your opponent in the corner, because they literally cannot do anything. Hell, even in Dragon Ball, at least you had the repel or the reflect, right? You have the parry thing, whatever the hell, and when somebody hits you and you do it, they get pushed back a long distance, clearing a gap. At least you have that in Dragon Ball. In this game, there is absolutely nothing like that. And that needs to change. And this is where another thing happens. You got spot dodges. You got rolling. Some people will be like, oh, you should just spot dodge. You should just roll. It's so simple. Just time it right. No. It's not that simple. Because everybody is assigned to auto combos. So what does that mean? They could just jab to a crouching light, and if you spot dodge or if you roll, as long as they're doing 2A or even 5A, they can catch you on that freaking thing. Spot dodging in the corner is one of the worst things that you can freaking do, unless you see somebody doing like an actual special. But if somebody is smart, like a Grand player, right? I'm not memeing here. If a Grand player is just jabbing, that's it, and you spot dodge, you're already screwed. You're already screwed, because Grand is gonna go in and just start mashing, then he gets his combo off, and then he does damage. It is ridiculous on how there is no option for defense. Give me alpha counters. Let me use half of my meter to get my opponent off of me. Please. Or hell, make it something that's interesting. You know how we got skill cooldowns? If we do an alpha counter, why not just have the skills, all the skills, right? Just go to 50% 50% skill, cooldown. It is my biggest complaint for this freaking game. And it's been my biggest complaint since the damn beta. It's just like, why? I remember one of my friends telling me on Twitter, dude, you better learn how to block all this. You better learn how to block, homie. LOL. And then like a couple days later, yo, what the fuck? Dude, I hate getting trapped in the corner. I wonder why. I fucking wonder why. There's no way to have breathing room in the corner. When you're in the corner, it's a death sentence. Especially if you're up against a Matera that has like setups nearly 50-50s, dude. It's like butterflies into assault, that's what I'm calling it, into her drive, and it's just like, fuck, I don't know if she's gonna go for the overhead, I don't know if she's gonna go for the low, I don't know if she's gonna go for the grab. Jesus Christ, just get off of me. Alpha counters are a necessity. Dodge and spot dodging and rolling are good in like the mid-screen point, but in the corner, they become nearly god-awful. They become nearly utterly useless, and you just have to accept the fact that you're in the corner. And again, it's so bad that there's chip kills. So I'm getting EX to hell and back because most EXs are safe, right? And then I'm blocking for my damn life, but all my life is slowly going down the shitter. It's just draining. And then I'm gonna freaking and then I'm gonna get caught slipping, and then the next thing you know, I'm gonna die without me knowing it because of chip damage. So they should add a barrier system too. I don't know. I honestly don't know. They could just easily take out chip kills. They can easily take out chip kills. Cause that's what the game plan is. That I'm doing dude, I got a chip kill with Ladiva doing her fucking level 1. And it's hype, I guess, to an extent, but chip kills they did tone it down from the beta, but they still exist. And with the issue when you're in the corner and you're just eating all the fucking shit in the face, it's rough. It's rough. Either take it out completely or give us an option to block chip damage. Like, please. Like, if you give us a barrier, you know what the freaking, the resource that will be able to be used in that moment? Our super meter, because it has no other uses. It's only there for being a super. So, this is another reason where the corner is powerful. When you get hit with an EX move, every single EX move causes a hard knockdown. It puts the opponent who gets hit with that shit at a super disadvantage. It's basically guaranteed Okies. That's what EX moves does. It's guaranteed Okies, guaranteed setups. And it only works for some, like I said with Matera. But you go wake up and you just start mashing, auto combo, and you might win. You might just win. But yeah, every EX move causes a hard knockdown. I am not a fan of that. Either somebody can dislike it, or someone likes it. Whatever. You can like it, you can hate it. I personally am not a fan of it. It just sucks. It just sucks, especially where you don't have defensive options. So here's the one thing that some people probably are interested in, and it's the block button. Some people even state that it's ungodly powerful because it blocks cross-ups, which it does. But I'll be honest, there's a way around it. Like, it is indeed a very, very powerful tool when you just hold the block button, which is R2 on default controls. But there are absolutely ways around it. It's not invincible by any means necessary. And hell, it's just like, somebody's gonna have to guess, high or low, right? Simple. But in my personal opinion, I guess since I play as Ladiva now, I could just command grab them out of it. And make them scared and make them try to panic mash, and then punish them for panic mashing. Yeah, the block button isn't as bad as people say it is. But again, it's because I'm probably playing as Ladiva, so I can command grab people. But there are ways around it. Absolutely ways around it to fucking touch the opponent. That basically ends it for my review. In short, this game is actually good though. Ungodly amounts of issues. Solid complaints. Not me just bitching because I want to tear this thing apart. This game is actually fun to play. And I'll be honest too. I played, obviously, Charlotta, Catalina, I played Gran, I played Beelzebub, I played fucking Percival, I played Narmaya, I played Ladiva. I played basically like 80% of the cast at the moment, right? And I found everybody to be boring. Except for one character that changed my entire mindset. And that was Ladiva. Ladiva absolutely changed my mindset. She actually has buttons and moves that has oomph behind them. Doing her moves and doing her combos on a person is super cool, dude. It's so freaking fun. And she's not even like the best character in this game, obviously, right? But playing as her changed my mind a lot for this game. So the fun factor as well is something I should have said earlier. Also depends on you and the character that you're playing with. That's all I can say. That's the end of my review. We'll get back into fighting right now. But that is literally the end of my review. It is actually a fun game. Oddly enough. But I wish they can fix a lot of the issues. I really, really do. So, as you know, the BB tag Antichrist, right? I'll say it right now. That I don't want to say this game is worth it. If you're tight on money, you can absolutely wait until all of Season 1 comes through. I mean, we already know that Zooey's coming through because she was in the story mode. But if you can wait a little longer, then wait.